check out these 3D contours you can create with just a few symbology changes in QGIS. I'm going to show you how you can make this map right now, so let's get started. Okay, to start, I'm just going to make a whole new map layer so we can start from scratch and you can walk through this whole process with me. While that's coming up, the one thing you're going to need here is a digital elevation model, or a DEM. My new QGIS project is ready. I'm going to go in and add my digital elevation model. So I have this 1 meter DEM here. This is for an area near Bryce Canyon National Park. You can see that it doesn't look like it should because our no data values aren't set up properly. Our min and max aren't set up properly. And that is just fine. We don't need to worry about that. The first thing we're going to do, just to make our contours come out smooth, is we're going to use the grass toolbox, the r.neighbors tool, to smooth things out. So let's type r.neighbors. We want to get the one in the raster toolbox. If you don't have the grass tools installed and don't know how to do it, I have a video on how to install QGIS so you can get all the tools. It's my QGIS installation video. Go check that out and you'll be able to get these tools. So I'll use r.neighbors. I'm going to have my raster, my DEM is the input raster. I want to make sure the neighborhood operation is set to average. I'm going to change this to 5. I'm actually going to change this. We could do this to probably 7, and that would be great. So let's move that to 7, and let's create an output here. I'm going to save this to a file. Now I've got this 3D terrain folder. I'm going to be adding some things in here. So we'll call this filter 1 for YouTube, and we'll click save, and then we'll click run. This will take just a minute to run, and after this runs, we're actually going to go through and do this exact same thing on the output to give it a double smoothing. And what this is doing is taking a 7x7 window and it's taking the average elevation in that window and writing that to the raster. So we're removing a lot of detail from the raster, but it's going to make the contours come out much smoother and much easier to work with. So depending on your area and the raster you're using, you may not need to do these 2 steps. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to go back to parameters. I'm going to change this so that my input is the filter 1. I'm going to come down and change my output to make it filter 2. And we're going to click run. Right, here we go. So we're just going to wait for this to finish, and then we'll come back and take the next step. And I finished those processing steps, those pre-processing steps. So let's close out of here, go to layers, and I am now going to remove these 2 layers. You can see that my statistics were calculated properly, and so I'm now aware of exactly, I can now see my DEM. The next thing I'm going to do, and you don't need to do this, but for display sake, I'm going to just clip this down to an area here so we're not working with the whole DEM, and that will allow my processing to go faster. If you want to clip yours to a specific area, you can follow these steps also. So we'll go to raster, extraction, clip raster by extent, drop down here, draw on the map canvas, and I'm going to select an area right in here to work with. And then I'm going to come down and I'll save this to a file, and we'll call this filter to YT clip. And we'll save that and we'll run that, and this should happen pretty quick. Okay, now we're done. We can see that raster there. Let's remove this. The next step is to generate contours for this raster. So we're going to search for contours, and I want to use contour polygons. Double click contour polygons, make sure I input my raster, and here I'm going to set the interval between contour lines, and this will be in the units of your DEM. So my DEM is in meters, so this will put 10 meters in between contour lines. That sounds about right to me. And then we have these attributes for the elevation min and the elevation max. Now let's go in and save these contours, save them to a file, and I'm going to call these contour 10 for YouTube, and we'll save. Okay, now we can click run. And now you can see my contours have been generated. All right, from this point, everything else is going to be layer styling. So we're going to turn off our digital elevation model to speed up rendering, and we're going to come over to our layer styling panel. The first thing we'll do is let's get these layers so that it displays our elevation. And the way we can do that is we can come over here, change from single symbol to graduated. And when we do this, we need to set some things. The first is the color ramp we want to use. Let's just use, the magma to start out with and see how that looks. And actually, I don't like that one. Let's go and use, we can try this spectral one here. Let's try spectral and see how that looks for us. And now we're going to set the mode to fixed interval. We're going to set it to the same size as our elevation intervals for the contours, which for me was 10 meters. And I'm going to set the value here. You can use elevation min or max. It does not matter, to elevation min. And then we can hit classify. And now you can see that our contours are generated. I want to switch this so that my blue values are low. So invert the color ramp. Now we have blue values for the low elevations and red for the higher elevations. Okay, we had that set up. There's one more very important thing that we need to do here, and that is to control the feature drawing order. We want the lowest elevations to be drawn first. That way, when we create these overlap looking effects, we don't get those overlaps occurring in the wrong order. So turn on control feature drawing order, select the option over here to set this up. We're going to select elevation min. We want it in ascending order, so that means lowest first, and click OK. All right. Now click on the symbol here. This is just a plain red symbol for me. If you just click on this, the next thing you want to do is duplicate this symbol. I'm going to click on this symbol fill here, and I'm going to click on this duplicate button here. Now I've duplicated this. On this lower symbol, I'm going to come set an offset. And I'm going to set a Y offset of about 1 millimeter. And you can set an X offset as well, or you can leave it at 0. I'm going to set this at about 0.5, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, we've now set that. The next step here is to come to the simple fill and turn on the draw effect. So we're on the bottom simple fill. I'm going to turn on draw effects. And then we'll click the draw effects button to edit these. When we come into draw effects, we can turn on a drop shadow. And this drop shadow is going to give us our main effect. So now you can see that as I've showed you in the example, we can now see those elevation bands start to separate. I'm also going to put on an inner glow. And what that's going to do is highlight the lower edge here. So the inner glow, we'll zoom in, turns this a lighter color. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. I'm going to change the spread to about 0.75 and the radius to about 1.5. And then I'm going to change this color to black. Okay, and now that just kind of hides that lower edge. Now the next thing to do is to go in and adjust our draw effects for our top fill. So we can come in here, turn on draw effects, and we'll edit the draw effects. So let's go back and let's adjust our stroke width. So we're going to adjust our stroke width to hairline so it's very thin. And then we can come adjust our draw effects. And the draw effect I'll do here is an outer glow. And we're going to keep that as white. I'm going to adjust the spread to 0.75 and 1.5. Okay, and now I'm just going to drop this back to 0.5 and 1. And now we can see that top edge is highlighted to give it a little bit of definition, while the lower edge is black to have that contrast. Okay, so now we can zoom out, and that is essentially our 3D contours. That's how you can set these up in QGIS. Now, depending on your specific terrain and the amount of relief there is in your interval spacing, you may need to adjust these settings in order to get your desired effect. And do note that as we adjust these settings, it's a lot more rendering required, and so it's going to take a lot longer to render these contours than if we just kept them as the initial simple contours. But there you go. That's how you can render these custom cool looking contours in QGIS. I hope you have some cool examples of this. If you do, it'd be cool to see them. Find me on LinkedIn, drop them in the comments. It'd be awesome to see those examples. Thanks for watching. If you have other ideas for QGIS or open source GIS videos, let me know in the comments.